So I wear this ring every day. This ring belonged to my father. After my father died, my mom would wear it to nice functions, and I would go in her room and try it on as a kid, knowing that one day my finger would grow into it. It's after graduation, college graduation, my mother gave it to me. She surprised me, and I got it as a gift. And it's probably the only thing I haven't lost in the last 20 years. There's a shadow that came over my life after losing my father. And I remember the thought at my house when I was a kid. I was 3 years old, and I saw my father laying in front of me taking his last breath. My name is Sonny, and I'm founder and CEO of Son of a Saint. My father played in the NFL. He played for the New Orleans Saints. And his absence really shaped most of my childhood. And although my mom is strong, she inspired me and did the best that she could, I didn't have a male in my corner. I was disconnected from my middle school all-white experience. A lot of the kids would be extremely mean and say racial slurs on a daily basis. I got kicked out of that school. I got in a lot of fights. And I felt like if my dad had been there, my dad would have stood up for me. He would advise me on how to handle those situations. I then went to St. Augustine High School in New Orleans. And St. Aug is an all-black male private school. And for the first time, I felt a sense of belonging. I felt that there was a brotherhood. A lot of my peers felt like older brothers because they would learn things from their dad and they would teach me. And that was a very influential time in my life. After that, I was 29 years old at the time, fast forward, 29, and I saw in the newspaper there was a boy that had murdered another boy. And I was looking at what were the similarities between our lives and what was the difference. And the similarities was that we didn't have our fathers. The difference was that their fathers were murdered and long-term incarceration had affected them. Close to 50% of families in New Orleans are growing up in single mother homes. And you know, my experience and the void I had growing up has really reached a mass scale, and it's felt by entire communities of children. We know we can't parent two kids the same, and we can't mentor two kids the same either. And so, core to our belief at Son of a Saint is that we celebrate their individuality and demonstrating that they have males in their corner. They have people in their corner that truly believe in them. We have a mentor, John, who took on Bryce when Bryce was 9 years old. And boys continue in our program until they're 21, roughly 21. It's a long period of time we work with them. And Bryce now is 17 years old, right? And Bryce has a 4.8 GPA. Bryce wants to go to an Ivy League school, and Bryce wants to be the president of the United States. And I hope I'll be there when he's being inaugurated. And what does individual mentorship look like for them? Well, John helps Bryce with his homework. They go to sporting events together. John's wife, Sarah, talks to Bryce about girls and the dating world. And Bryce helps him with their cool points, right? Like, you know, music and fashion, all of those things that high schools go through, right? You know, what we've done is we've helped Bryce through his adolescent years. So we helped him get into Harvard's pre-college program under scholarship. We helped him with getting internships and helped him with his public speaking that he's going to have to do as President of the United States one day, right? And so John was such a great mentor. What do? We asked him to be a mentor to another kid, right? And we said, hey, can you mentor Kobe? And Kobe was 9 years old at the time. He lost his father as well. And the first conversation that John and Kobe had together, John asked him, you know, what do you want to be when you get older? And Kobe said, well, when I'm 16, it's the legal age to drop out of school, and then I'll just go to jail. Because that's what he saw with every male in his life, his uncles, his cousins. And through their mentorship and them working together, Kobe has a 3.0 GPA right now. And Kobe is not defined by what is missing, but he's defined by his strengths. It's really amazing going through this process and mentoring our boys, because success just looks different for each of them. But at its base, trust, support, and love is there. And John brings the boys to his dad's house for Father's Day. And you see 3 generations of men around a barbecue pit having a conversation. Our mentees are seeing John and his dad and how they connect and communicate. It's 3 men that are on trajectories to change the world. It's really a beautiful thing. And my father, everybody said he had a big heart. He was really community driven. And I know that he's proud of me, and he's proud of our work and what we're doing. I have a son. His name is Tenzin. And he's 7 years old. And he knows that this ring was his grandfather's. He knows that one day he'll get this ring. And when I do take it off in the house, sometimes, he puts it on, and he hopes that his finger grow into it as well. He looks forward to that day. I tell my son I love him probably way too much, because I never told anybody that. I didn't tell my dad that growing up. And so I know how special that is. And he knows that he has a lot of big brothers, over 200 actually, in Son of a Saint, that look after him, and that one day he'll wind up looking after other boys. And I truly believe that every boy needs someone in their corner, on their side, that sees their potential and their preciousness. And I want to instill a sense of limitless thinking in our boys. I want them to have the power to overcome challenges that are in their way. Our boys don't have biological fathers, but I want them to know that they're special to me, they're special to our mentors, they're special to our staff, and to our community. And if we empower them to see that within themselves, then there's no limit to the value that they will bring to the world. Thank you.